Hello, beautiful. Hello, beautiful girl. So I just want to go over some walking with her. We'll do some more together when we get together, but I also want you to have something to be able to refer to. It's a little tricky for me to video when I'm also holding treats and the camera and the leash, all these things. But the basic idea I want to get you across to you is that she really needs lots and lots of practice being outside, eating food, just being relaxed and moving along. And in general, she's pretty darn good. Here, girl. Except for bicycles. Bicycles are just really hard for her. She's gotten way better with cars, with people, with dogs, but she really struggles with bicycles. So in any case, we'll talk about that tomorrow, but I just wanted to give you an idea with her. What you're really looking for, here, girl, is this loose leash. To the extent that you can have just a relaxed, loose leash. She's sniffing right now. And, you know, I'm going to let her sniff. I'm not going to be really pushy about covering a lot of ground because a lot of positive things happen for a dog when they're just sniffing. But I'm trying to keep the leash loose. When we get together, I'll show you about feeding her on a regular basis. With me? Yes. When she looks at me, I'm going to feed her every time. Because I really want to foster that contact, that checking in with me, because that's going to help you, yes, with that reactivity. So again, she chose to look at me. I didn't pull on the leash or anything. She just told with me. I just, when she looks at me, I'm going to reward that like crazy. And again, I'm looking for this loose leash, keeping it relaxed, keeping it smooth. You can see when, yes, there again, she turned and she looked at me. So I'm going to feed her for that. You just really want to build that. So do you see her tail? It's actually pretty really relaxed right now. But you'll really notice when she's tense about something, her ears will go straight up. Tail will go straight up. Oh, there's that waggy tail. I love the waggy tail. She's wagging because she's having the prospect of food. But what you're looking for is that kind of relaxed. Do you see how floppy her ears are? Tail's wagging. Oh, that's nice. When you see that tighten up, when you see the stress come, her ears go forward, tail gets really stiff and curved over her back. Try, and I literally will take food like this and I will literally just cram it in her mouth. Because you're trying to connect the sensation of the goodness of eating food, how great it is, with the thing that's stressing her out. Now, in the middle of a bicycle, that's going to be hard. We'll talk about how to survive that. But with a lower level thing, somebody walking, a dog, whatever, I'm just trying to slow down, give her some distance from whatever it is that's setting her off, and just feeding her like crazy. So anyway, we'll do a little more walking. The phrase I use is with me. Hey, girl, with me. And we just take off. And again, I'm trying to keep the leash nice and loose. Look at my feet here. And we just walk beside each other. And every time she looks at me, yes, like she did there, like clockwork, I'm going to feed her. So I'm usually a little faster feeding her. It's just I have so many things in my hands right now. But anyway, with me. This gives you a good idea of how to keep working through the walking situation, because that is for sure the hardest thing for her. So she is right now, yes, look at me. She sees somebody up the road. Do you see her body language? Ears are really focused. So I'm going to feed her like crazy. She's watching somebody walk by, and I'm just feeding her. Yeah, good girl. There's a person across the street. And I'm just going to feed her. Here you go. You can see she's kind of trying to avoid the food. Now the person's literally right across the street from her. And I'm just feeding her. Here you go. Yeah, with me. So you can see that person with me. And we made it through with me pretty successfully by just eating. I'm going to stop and give her her last bite. Again, sorry, it's hard to hold on to everything, but that's what I do. She just watches and eats, watches and eats, watches and eats, and particularly feeding her while they approach. So you can see she's watching him go, and she wants to know what's going on. But over time, that starts to develop. into a thing like, okay, I see a person coming along, I know I'm going to get fed. And it begins to sort of change her point of view about what these things mean. And so, with me. So instead of necessarily meaning, oh my gosh, there's something I have to take care of, instead, that person, here, whatever she sees is going to be the predictor of treats, food. Good girl. And her behavior has just come really a lot less elevated than when she initially got here. She's also becoming more familiar with the neighborhood. That always helps as well. So we've got a car going by right now. I don't know if she even notices anymore. Yeah, she doesn't even notice. She used to kind of flip out when a car would go by. But now she's like, no big deal. So again, all the sniffing, all the things that we're doing are all really, with me, all really helpful for her. Good girl. With me. Yes. Good girl. Very good. So she's looking at me. I'm going to feed her when she's looking. She's looked at me like 3 times. She's like, why haven't you fed me yet? Here it comes. Good girl. All right, with me. And you can see she's watching something. So you see that tail, that curled up tail? Yes. Now, she was just about to bark. I don't know if you heard that. She just kind of made this huffing sound like, whoa. She was just about to bark, but instead she chose to look over at me, which I very much appreciate. Yes, good girl. So you see she turns around to look at the thing that makes her nervous. Yes. And then she knows I'm going to feed her for doing that peacefully and without barking. Good job, girl. You're amazing. Okay, with me. Yeah, she's really looking a lot, so I'm going to feed her. Again, I just love when she's giving me that eye contact, because that's really the way that you're going to be able to deal with reactivity. Oh, did we choke? With me. We're barking. With me. Here you go. Hard to hold on to everything. Watch. So you can see she's really focused. Sorry, I dropped the camera. You can see she's focused. With me. Good girl. Yes, and she chose to turn away, which I love. Focused. Turn away, which I love. Focused. With me. Yes, good girl. Good girl, very nice, yes. So she's getting the hang of it, which is, and again, if you've got the time, if you've got the ability to practice, this is what I want her to do. If she's barking, no big deal. Just want to slow down, have her look at the thing, have some food, and just kind of work it out. And then every time she sees something, she's going to get better and better at it. It's just a little bit of practice. All right, talk to you soon.